Hello everyone! Today I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about a film that I've wanted to discuss on here for a while, Marty, a 1955 drama starring Ernest Borgnine, written by Patty Chayefsky and directed by Delbert Mann. Ernest Borgnine plays Marty Poletti, an Italian butcher in the Bronx. You immediately feel for him as one customer after another comes up to him saying, "Hey Marty, was that your brother that just got married on Sunday? When are you gonna get married? You should be ashamed of yourself." Marty is the youngest of 6, living alone with his mother and approaching middle age. I won't say that he's there already because he's only 34, and as I get older I realize that age is relative, and if 34 is middle-aged, yikes. But in the traditional Italian community that's depicted here, you're expected to be married with children by the time you're his age, so the pressure's on from neighbors, relatives, and even complete strangers. But Marty's in a slump. He and his friend Angie, played by Joe Mantell, always sit around after work reading the paper, going through the cycle of, "What do you want to do tonight? I don't know. What do you want to do?" Which is funny, but also kind of sad. Angie wants to go out and find some girls, but Marty's no longer enthusiastic about that idea because he's burnt out. He's tired of the fruitless search for a nice girl to bring home to his mother, tired of everyone nagging him about getting married, and especially tired of the rejection he gets whenever he does ask a girl out. Marty starts trying to resign himself to a life of being a bachelor, but it's really hard to force yourself to be content with being single when you really want to be with somebody. However, to please his mother, he goes out once again with his buddy Ange to the Stardust Ballroom, which looks like an awful place to meet people. It's crowded, it's noisy, there's wolfish guys lining the walls evaluating every female that passes by. Ugh! Of course, that part's not a problem for Marty, but I wouldn't like it. At the ballroom, Marty watches a woman get ditched by her scumbag of a blind date who just tried to pay Marty to walk her home. Feeling sorry for her, Marty follows her out to the fire escape and asks her to dance. And that's how he meets Clara, played by Betsy Blair, a quiet school teacher, older than most of the other girls around, who's been rejected by everyone else. And that's when everything changes for Marty. This is a lovely movie, a film adaptation of a televised play that aired in 1953 with Rod Steiger in the title role. But it's Ernest Borgnine who will be forever associated with the part. For his performance, he won the Academy Award for Best Actor, beating out James Cagney, James Dean, Frank Sinatra, and Spencer Tracy. The film took home a total of 4 Oscars that year, for Best Actor, Best Screenplay, Best Director, and Best Picture. The film has a lively, ever-present urban mood. The street noise that murmurs in the background, the odd scraps of conversation that overlap in a crowded pub, the chatter and distraction that make up normal, everyday life. It's a feel-good movie, but it's never syrupy sweet. There's nothing saccharine about the performances or the dialogue. It's just a good drama, a love story that centers around 2 regular working-class people who aren't young and beautiful. Marty's not glamorous, he's not posh, he's not an academic, but he's good-hearted, he's kind, he's sympathetic, and he's relatable. What I love about the love story is that the foundation of the relationship between Marty and Clara is compassion, honesty, generosity, and communication. It's healthy and wholesome, much better than just, "Hey beautiful, I liked the way you were moving on the dance floor, can I walk you home?" Marty and Clara, these 2 shy, awkward people when it comes to dating, hit it off. He becomes a chatterbox, they laugh over coffee, they share life stories, they swap advice, and it's perfect. What I don't love is the pushback Marty gets from everyone later, just when he's on the verge of happiness, simply because they don't find Clara pretty. She may be a nice girl, sweet, respectful, decent, and intelligent, but she's not a head-turner, so she's not good enough. The film has a really good supporting cast, including Esther Minciotti as Marty's mother, who has good intentions but is going through a time of change herself. There's a subplot in which Marty's cousin's wife and her mother-in-law, Marty's aunt, keep butting heads, so the older woman, Marty's aunt, agrees to move in with Marty and his mother, her sister. Sorry if that's confusing. This sounds like a recipe for disaster to me, but Marty is so patient and understanding that he agrees to it without batting an eye. Marty's Aunt Catherine is at that point in life when her favorite topics of conversation are her aches and pains, the people she used to know who have died recently, and how she believes her daughter-in-law wants to kill her in her sleep. She's superstitious and very negative, and Marty's mother always acts as the voice of reason in their conversations. But afterward, when Marty's mother comes home and talks to him, she about-faces and expresses all the same pessimistic things that the aunt said. There's discussion about whether it's the right thing for a newlywed bride to be in the same house as her mother-in-law, where there's bound to be friction and the son will have to choose between his mother and his wife. Always a controversial subject. So when Marty's mother comes home and finds Marty there with a girl, and one who doesn't strike her as a great catch, she's concerned about her own future and she reacts accordingly. And then there's Marty's friend Angie. Basically, Angie's a loser, and kind of a creep, and kind of a jerk. He gets mad at Marty for not doing what he wants, and goes on and on about how, oh, that girl was a dog, you don't want to get stuck with her again, which is terrible and rude, and also obtuse. He can't see that his friend really likes this girl. All of Marty's friends and relations start dragging him down, although that one guy that keeps rambling on about Mickey Spillane novels is hilarious. Marty's so insecure and unassertive, though, that he starts caving in to the pressure. And I've seen this movie 3 times now, and every time I feel like yelling at the movie, "No, no, no! Remember how exuberantly happy you were with Clara. Don't listen to them!" Fortunately, ultimately, he does the right thing, and it's so satisfying. Marty is a movie that tells you there's hope for the lonely hearts. There's someone for everyone out there. That someone may not be what you expect, may not be the movie star you used to dream about, and it may take time to find that someone. But that person is out there, just the right fit for you. And the romance aside, it's a story that inspires you to stand up for your own interests, your own personal tastes, your own likes and dislikes, even when you're in the minority and you don't look cool, and the thing that you're talking about nobody else has ever heard of, and people are badgering you that the thing you like isn't any good or it's boring. I think this can be applied to a lot of things. You legitimately enjoy a certain movie that everyone else hates? Go ahead and like it. Don't let someone push you around and say, you can't like that thing. I think that thing is stupid. Maybe it is a little stupid, but if you like it, so what? And maybe, just maybe, you'll find someone else who likes that movie or that book or whatever it is just as much as you do, and you can talk about it together, and you can share that. And if your friends only want to do what they want to do, and they don't really have any interest in the things that you care deeply about, and they actually encourage you to be a jerk like them, are they really friends worth keeping? This is a movie about love that I think anyone can relate to, especially those of us who aren't beautiful or popular or assertive. In the course of 24 hours, Marty comes into his own as a man, and for the first time experiences the joy of really falling in love and looking into another person's face and seeing that feeling reciprocated. That's something that I think we all want to experience. For those of us who feel like we're just average, Marty strikes a chord. It's sweet, it's understated, it's touching, and it's realistic. This movie is currently available for free if you have an Amazon Prime membership. I saw that it was on there, and I said, hey, I've always wanted to review that movie. This seems like a good time. If you've already seen it, go ahead and share your thoughts on Marty in the comments below, and if you haven't, I definitely recommend it. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.